Today is a day of quiet triumph for Iga Swiatek, a day that carries the weight of history in its stillness. At just 23 years old, Swiatek has ascended past Ashleigh Barty, reaching No. 7 on the all-time list for the most weeks spent as the world's top-ranked player, 122 weeks at the pinnacle of the game, where the air is rarefied and the path is steep. It was April 4, 2022, when Swiatek's journey to the summit began, less than 2 weeks after Barty's sudden departure from tennis left the world stunned. The Australian, who had played with a grace that seemed untouchable, stepped away while still holding the crown, and into that silence, Swiatek stepped, unsure perhaps but determined. Her rise to No. 1 came not from chasing shadows, but from standing tall in the sunlight of her own game. Since that day, Swiatek's reign has been nearly uninterrupted. Only 8 fleeting weeks have passed where another name, Aryna Sabalenka's, briefly occupied the throne. But even in those moments, the court seemed to wait for Swiatek's return, and soon enough, she reclaimed her place. First, it was 75 consecutive weeks, and now, another unbroken streak of 47 weeks at the top, where she seems to belong as naturally as breath itself. The next name ahead of her is Monica Seles, whose reign stretched for 178 weeks, a mark that once seemed unreachable. But with each passing day, Swiatek edges closer, her journey unfurling like a story still being written, each chapter more remarkable than the last. Barty was 25 when she walked away, still the queen of the court, leaving behind a legacy untarnished by time. Swiatek, then newly crowned as World No. 2, had barely glimpsed the summit before she was asked to stand at the top. It wasn't something she had sought, not in that moment, not under those circumstances. I didn't fully understand what had happened, she would later reflect, a soft echo of disbelief in her words. Ash was the leader, playing the best tennis. Even when I knew where she would hit, her shots were so hard to counter. Her retirement felt like a loss, not just for me but for the sport. And then, all of a sudden, I was No. 1. I had never imagined such a scenario. But Swiatek, with her quiet strength, has proven that destiny's hand, though unexpected, was not unearned. She may have inherited the crown in a moment of uncertainty, but she has worn it with grace, growing into the role with every match, every point, every breath taken under the weight of expectation. What began in the shadow of another's departure has now become a testament to Swiatek's own brilliance. She has shown the world that her place atop the rankings is no accident, but the result of grit, skill, and a heart that beats with the rhythm of champions. And as she looks toward the horizon, where Seles' record looms, Swiatek stands poised, not just as a player who inherited greatness, but as one who continues to redefine it with every step she takes.